All right, yesterday we talked about how AI demand just broke the system. But here's the part nobody's talking about. Even if you have the best AI chips in the world, it doesn't matter. If the data can't move fast enough between them, and right now, that's exactly what's happening. Everyone's still focused on AI chips, Nvidia, GPUs, compute power, but the real bottleneck has shifted from compute to communication. AI isn't limited by how fast it can think anymore. It's limited by how fast data can move. Here's why this matters. Modern AI models don't run on one chip. They run on thousands of GPUs at the same time. And those GPUs have to act like one system. They have to stay in sync. And if they don't, then the performance collapses. So even if you add more GPUs, you don't actually get more power. And this is where the system starts to break. Traditional data centers use electrical connections with copper. But at this scale, electricity creates heat, and signals degrade, and speed hits a wall. So the industry is being forced to shift from electricity to light. Because moving data with light requires something very specific. Specialized optical lasers, NP photonics lasers, high performance NP lasers. And right now there's a massive shortage of lasers. The demand is approaching 2 million units, but the supply is closer to 600,000. And that gap, that is the bottleneck. And when a system breaks like this, the companies that fix it don't stay hidden for long because they become critical. One of the most interesting names here is Sivers Semiconductors. They're one of the few companies in the world with in-house indium phosphide laser capability. That matters because most companies rely on third-party suppliers. Sivers does not. They're positioned directly in the optical bottleneck. And as demand increases, scarcity becomes power. Next is POET Technologies. And this one is different. They're building the integration layer, the way lasers and chips are packaged together, which is critical for scaling AI infrastructure. But here's the reality. This is a higher risk play. They recently lost a key relationship tied to Marvel, and the stock reacted hard. So this is not a guaranteed winner. It's a prove it story. It has high upside, but the execution matters. Company 3 is Marvel, a much larger, more established player. They're already deeply embedded in data center networking, optical interconnect, and AI infrastructure. Marvel is not early. They're already scaling with demand. They act as the bridge between the compute and the communication. So let's go through this. So this is Marvel Data Technology, optical DSPs, second in networking chips, and connects thousands of GPUs, enable high-speed, low-latency data movement at scale. So they move the data between the GPUs, the networking layer. Number 2 is POET Technologies. They connect the light to the system, the optical interposer and packaging platform, and they integrate lasers with chips. Enables efficient high-density optical modules. They connect the system, the integration layer. And then inside that integration is the laser. Sivers creates the lasers, along with aluminum, and they produce NP, indium phosphide lasers, core component for optical data transfer, and severe supply constraint versus the increasing exploding demand. So GPUs do the thinking, the optics make it possible to scale, and the stack powers the AI revolution. The bottleneck is real. The opportunity is massive. The chips get the attention, and the optics make everything possible. So step back for a second. AI demand explodes. Everyone focuses on chips. But the real constraint shifts to the infrastructure, connecting everything. And that layer is controlled by a very small group of companies. And here's something most people miss. When something becomes a bottleneck, pricing power increases. Limited supply. Exploding demand and urgency from hyperscalers. That's how entire industries re-rate. Now here's the risk. Not all of these companies are going to win. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Some will struggle to execute, and some will get replaced. Poet we just saw couldn't execute their contract with Marvel, and their stock price just decreased by almost 45 to 50%. So some will get replaced, and the larger players could move in quickly. So this is early, and it's not guaranteed. But if this bottleneck continues, these companies don't just benefit. They become critical. And when companies become critical, that's when things start to move. And if you're following this shift and want to see what I'm watching and what I'm adding and how I'm thinking about these setups in real time, check out the membership at buymeacoffee.com, where we have insider access, portfolio access for $10 a month. You can see the trades and alpha alerts where you get real-time updates when I make moves, buys, adds, trims, and key levels I'm watching. Portfolio access is for $10 a month. You see exactly what I'm doing, what I'm buying, adding, trimming in the portfolio. And then insider access, you get closer to 20-minute stock hunt, stay plugged in, see ideas early, and be part of the community tracking all the stocks that I'm tracking. So see you in the next one.